Okay, made it. Um, despite, well, it was kind of a rough road. Damn near got killed a few times getting here, but, but nevertheless, I pulled it off. But let me, the battle may go ahead and up and start without me. It's been known to do this. So we're fighting the poison flavored king, and kind of a weird quirk here. You would think that, being the king, the final boss in the whole game, you figured his resistances would be like 75%, but no. Um, but yeah, um, me and all my guys are going to be highly resistant to the poison damage he's going to be shooting out at us. Um, okay, so arbiters, I'm not going to be able to move at first. And this one here, I could end up killing myself. Hey, he's got what I got, corrosion. And he's got, same thing there. Okay, um, this guy can be a major problem. He's got some range, so he can hit you from a mile away. He's got some, yeah, he's got corrosion too. Um, he's pretty tough and tanky, and he can teleport next to you. There's actually a certain trick I just learned recently. If I remember to, I'll explain what I did. But his teleport attack, you can nullify it, but like I said, I'd have to get into the battle and show you how it works. But yeah, don't start. So I'll go ahead and show you guys what I got. We'll, yeah, so to start with, he's an Oozmancer. Um, yeah, he's gonna be summoning slimes and stuff. Um, attack, whenever you attack or stand still, all your oozes are gonna do an extra attack against a nearby enemy. Um, and when one of them dies, everybody else is gonna also. When one of my allies dies, all of my oozes are gonna get an extra attack. Considering how fast I'm summoning these, it's and considering the god I have, I'll show that in a second. This will You're gonna have oozes up almost constantly. So. And then Big Shana, as it kind of shows, plus 20. You can summon, or your summon limit is plus 20. I'll show the prayers if I remember to when I get in. Um, just shooting out some poison damage and some more summoning as well. Another summoner. It's practically mandatory. One of the best items in the game. And this is actually, if I knew I was going to get these, I would have planned this out a little bit differently. It's a barehanded character. Yeah, squirting out some sickness, and then the armor's going to build up quick. So, spades there. And then this is a big one here. I'll show that here. I'll show more of that in a second. But then, so dealing fire and poison. I didn't really need this. I figured I was gonna be spending a lot of time in melee range. Didn't really happen. Um, if anything, I tried to stay within 2 squares of whatever I was attacking and just kept standing still. I'll explain why I was doing that here in a second. Um, you're summoning more oozes, and when I show the prayers, I'll explain why I'm going to have oozes out almost constantly. So a little bit of healing. Just pumping out some Scorch mostly. And then putting out the corrosion, and then Newt form seems to be a favorite of mine, but on the downside, you have to get within melee range of some of these enemies. That's not always a good idea. Um, but I discovered kind of a workaround for it. I'll kind of show here. They're both bare-fisters, or they're both bare-handers. I showed this earlier. This is the big one right here. All I got to do is get within 2 squares of an enemy and just keep standing still. And he's going to do this like 3 times. So dealing poison damage and pierce and all that. So, and like I said earlier, I'm going to be building up a lot of stacks of Newt form. Maybe, I think it's going to be mostly Newt form. I might have a few others in here as well, but yeah, it's going to build up the armor pretty quick. Pretty valuable item here. It knocks down my inflexibility. I had planned on using other inflexible items like this, but it didn't really work out that way. The big one though is when you step into an enemy, you'll attack that enemy. I always found it very awkward when you step into an enemy, but you don't like attack them right off the bat. You have to wait another turn in order to do that. So. And then the prayers. Got a pretty good god here. Good setup. This one, I guess cold damage, astral. I don't really care what element they shoot out. I'm more into just summoning something up on the up in the map, and then you now in all of this, because this is the very 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 last battle, you can pretty much just blow them all. But this one and this one, every time you move, as long as you're not next to an enemy, it's gonna recharge. So you'll be pumping out some slimes. Wish me luck. Oh, fuck. No. Okay, there we go. Alright, boy, he sure showed himself quick. But again, my slimes are going to resist most of his attacks, as you can kind of see. Lots of other times I've fought this guy, he'll just one-shot everything in his path. So. And then again, the little trick, as long as you're completely surrounded or every square around you is filled. And there he goes. So for the next 5 turns, they can't teleport at all. And it looks like he backed off. I don't know if this is a wall or not. I don't. So I have an empty space. So So they're all still under stasis. I'm gonna do that anyway. But again, every time you move, your prayers recharge. And I need to get within at least 3 squares of this guy. Whoops! Botched it. There's an empty space right here, so... Up to a good start. 6,300 corrosion. Got a bunch of scorch on them as well. 900. But this is I'm within 2. So that's when this is gonna come in handy. And then whenever I stand still, all my oozes are gonna get a free attack on whatever enemy they're next to. So I'm in a good spot right now. I don't think the Scorch is going to be enough to kill him. This ain't a Scorch heavy build, so... Yeah... Let's chuck a prayer out there. $150. 150 hit. 805 stacks of sickness. Yeah, we weakened the fuck out of him. So... very much against my better judgment. I'm closing in. I mean, he shouldn't be dealing much damage. The battle's not over. So, again, the king is down, but like I said, it's still got to kill off the rest of them. Okay, there we go.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.